Armadillo, the town dying of cholera. NPCs are weak in this town because they're too busy with diarrhea and vomiting, which at first makes for quite cruel fun. Like the time when I kidnapped one of the locals and rode him to Blackwater, just to see how the uninfected locals of Blackwater would react. And whilst my new friend wasn't altogether happy with our new trip, and an erratic ride across the state probably wasn't on his bucket list, well, he probably never thought he'd leave Armadillo again. And to be fair, he soon warmed to the idea, making me follow him through the town, rubbing shoulders with the terrified locals. Back in Armadillo, he was just another face in the crowd. Here, he stood out. And after finishing infecting Blackwater, he didn't want to go home yet, so he made me follow him all the way to Strawberry. Before he eventually ran out of steam and was either shot or dragged by a horse is not really clear, but a betting man would have had him dying of cholera. Anyway, back to Armadillo. When you first walk into Armadillo, you notice it's quiet. You're aware of the place because of RDR1. The horse hooves echo down the street in a way that doesn't seem to happen anywhere else on the map. People are there, but they move slowly. They sit in doorways, they sleep on benches. Everybody is waiting to die. No one reacts when you arrive, they just carry on. After a minute, you start hearing the coughing. It comes from different directions, in short bursts, then silence, then another cough. It blends into the background noise of the town until you realise that it's bloody constant. Can you imagine being a doctor in this town? That's not an easy gig. Burials happen on the edge of town. The workers move around it quietly, doing their job without urgency. The burials never seem to stop. But life in Armadillo still continues in small ways. The shopkeeper still stands at the counter. Someone leans against a wall outside of the saloon. A wagon creaks slowly through the street. Everything seems muted though. The town has settled into a slower rhythm. No one talks about the future anymore. They focus on getting through the day. Most places in RDR2 and 1 change as time passes. Armadillo feels like time forgot it. In this place you can leave for long stretches at a time and return, and it's almost identical. Because Armadillo stays where it is. It's like a relic of a town, which is perfect, because it kind of reminds me of your typical town in an old western movie, or the town in Back to the Future 2. It kind of reminds me of the original cowboy western open world game, Gun. Armadillo exists quietly within the story of RDR2. Other locations evolve alongside the characters, but Armadillo is just there. But that lingering presence is what makes it memorable. There's no dramatic event tied to it. It's just a town, moving through each day under the weight of something it can't escape. And when you finally ride away, that feeling stays with you. The fate of those poor bastards who wake up every day in a crushed town, that stays with you. And I've got a feeling that when Red Dead Redemption 3 comes out, we're all going back to Armadillo.